Hey everyone, my name is Amber and it is officially the most wonderful time of the year. In this lesson, I'm going to be teaching you how to play Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So go and grab some Christmas cheer and let's jump into the lesson today. So I'm going to be keeping today's tutorial really beginner friendly and simple. So first things first, make sure your guitar is in standard tuning and we are not going to be needing a capo for today's lesson. So let's kick off the tutorial by looking at the chords we're going to need. So we have some great beginner chords. We have a G major chord. Next is a C major. We have E minor and a D major chord. We're also going to need some less common chords. These are all going to be 7th chords. So we need a D7 chord. We're going to need an A minor 7 chord. We're also going to need an A7 chord. And lastly, a G7, which is sort of like a stretched out C major chord. Now, just a quick heads up, if you are new to playing the guitar and those 7th chords are not coming that easily to you, then you can use the major chord equivalent in its place. So what I mean by this is, for example, if you are struggling with the D7 chord, then you are more than welcome to use a regular D major chord in its place. And the same will go for the G7, for example. If you're really struggling to get that G7 chord to sound nice and crisp, then go ahead and use a G major chord in its place. So we have two sections of the song that we're going to look at today. We have the verse and we have the chorus, nice and easy. So let's start off by looking at the chords that we're going to need in the verse of the song. So the chords will be up on the screen for you. You'll notice we have a G major going to a C major, and this is going to happen twice. We then have a G major chord going to an E minor. Then we have an A minor 7 to a D7 to our G major for 2 rounds. So the strumming pattern we're going to be using for the majority of the song is our favorite pattern, down, down, up, up, down, up, with a slight twist. Now, instead of playing that strumming pattern straight, like I just did now, down, down, up, down, up, what we're going to want to do is swing the pattern. So give it a little bit of a bounce when we're strumming. So it's going to sound like this. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. So your strumming hand is really just going to be swinging the beat. Down, down, up, down, up. So if we practice that on a G major, it's going to sound something like this. So a little bit of a bounce in your strumming hand. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. So you're really going to want to practice that first. So choose a chord like I did now with the G major and just practice swinging that strumming pattern before we try to put it into the song. So those first 4 chords that you see up on the screen, the G, C, G, C, are going to get that strumming pattern that we've just been learning with the swing. So the first 4 chords is going to sound like this, starting on the G major, a down, 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 up, C, G again, and C. And then the next couple of chords we see up on the screen are the chords between brackets, and those chords are going to get a different strumming pattern. And it's going to sound like this. Down, down, up, which we count 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. So the first 2 chords we see there are the G major to the E minor. So the G is going to get the first half of the strumming pattern, down, down, up, and then our E minor is going to get the second half, down, down, up. Now, what I want you to notice here, if you are playing your E minor like I am with my first and second finger, we have a really cool pivot point. Our first finger is going to be our pivot. So we're going from the G to the E minor, down, down, up, down, down, up. So that first finger is going to help us change from one chord into the next. Down, down, up, down, down, up. The next two chords we have on A minor 7 and a D7. So we have A minor 7 to our D7 chord. And again, we have some pivot fingers here to help us. So we would have gone from a G to E minor. When we change to our A minor 7, our second finger is going to stay put, and this is our pivot finger into the A minor 7 chord. So that's really handy to know when you're changing in this part of the song, because these chords in this section of the song change really quickly. So it's important to have these little tricks that you can use to help you get from one chord to the next. So when we're going from our E minor to our A minor 7, and then our next pivot finger is going to be our first finger, which we can keep down to get to our D7 chord. So take a minute now to practice changing between those chords in the brackets. So going from our G to our E minor, to A minor 7, to D7. And once you can do that comfortably, then you can introduce the strumming pattern. And when that gets really nice and easy, you can start trying to speed it up. Which leads us into the final two chords of that section, which is going to be 2 rounds of the G major chord with our swung strumming pattern. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So let's try and put the entire verse together, starting from that G major chord. A 1, 2, 3, 4. You bet a G chord, the C chord not cry, the G chord not pout, and the C will tell you why. The G to E minor, A minor 7, D7, and G again. Hey everyone, if you are enjoying my lesson today and you are feeling full of the Christmas spirit, please could I ask you to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. Your support really helps me in being able to create more lessons like this for you every single week. So your support really helps me out and I really appreciate it. So thank you very much. Right, let's get back into the lesson today. So the next section we're going to be looking at today is the chorus. And it's really quite easy. The chords are up on the screen. Remember, if that G7 chord is giving you problems, then just substitute it in for a normal G major chord. So we have G7 to a C major, back to G7 again, and then to our C major chord. We then change to an A7 chord, or just a regular A major chord, then to D. We have A7 again, and to D. So really easy, like I've just said. Now the strumming pattern we're going to be using is our swung rhythm. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And each chord is going to get 1 round of that strumming pattern. Except for that final A7 where you see the little star next to it. In this section, I like to just play 1 down strum with a quick palm mute, just to add some dramatic effect and just to keep the song sounding nice and fresh for the listener. So the chorus could sound something like this, starting on the G7. Without singing, let's just try it once through. A 1, 2, 3, 4. To the C chord. Back to G7 and C. A7 chord. The D major chord. 1 strum on A7, 2, 3, 4, back to D. And if we try that again with some singing, it's going to sound something like this. A 1, 2, 3. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. A7. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good, for goodness sake. And then that's going to take us right back into another verse of the song. I hope you are all beginning to feel all warm and Christmassy inside. I know I am. Coming up next, I'll be doing a full playthrough of the song, so make sure you have your guitar ready and let's jump into that play along together. Here we go from the very beginning. A 1, 2, 3, 4. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good, for goodness sake. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, Santa Claus is coming to town. So that's how you play Santa Claus is Coming to Town on the guitar. Thank you so much for watching and for jamming with me today. If you enjoyed this Christmas song, then I know you're going to love to learn the Christmas song that YouTube is suggesting to you right now on the screen, so go check it out. Until next time, I'll see you in another tutorial. Have a really wonderful and festive season, everyone. Bye!